Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Thanks so much for being here. I'm so grateful that you're here. You guys, today we are back with another video. Today I'm at my grandparents' house and I'm with my dog right here. And I'm not home, so I'm recording this on my phone, but tarot cards are in the car. So I wanted to show you guys that you can use anything for messages. You can use anything in terms of a divination. So today we have this book. We have this book called A Natural History from Canada. He's interested in this message as well. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip through the pages here, okay? And I'm going to pick out some words and some sentences, and then I'm going to piece them together to get a message. All right, so first sentence we got is, let me see. All right, the first impression of the Arctic may well be one of lonely, inhospitable emptiness. But to those who love this land, you guys, the light just flickered. I don't know if you noticed that. To those who love this land, it is ineffably beautiful, the crowning glory of the planet, an imperial diadem, I hope I'm saying that right, of ice, all the more magnificent for its remoteness, all the more precious for its executive tuned life process. All creatures who live in the singular, awe-inspired region have been shaped by the primordial forces of ice, wind, and sun, and the ponderous relentlessness of time. They have been able to adjust their anatomy, their physiology, and their behaviors to extreme feast and famine and relentless unpredictability. Yes, sorry, I have dyslexia, okay? But here's the picture, and it was just a random sentence. So let's interpret that, all right? Sometimes things may seem that they're so difficult, they're so unattainable, they're so far away, they're so remote. But it's oftentimes that because it is so unattainable, because it is so remote, because it is, so far out of our reach, it's all the more beautiful, all right? It's all the more precious, it's all the more, awe-inspired, like it says, it's awe-inspired and loving, right? And so sometimes I feel like it's easy for us to just give up on our dreams or give up on situations because we don't understand them or because they seem so far out of reach. Okay, sometimes understanding is so far out of reach, but sometimes we need to put in the work, and we need to figure out, why are you crying? We need to figure out why. We need to figure out our why, or why something is the way it is, or how to get something the way it is, right? And once we figure out the why, then we can start to understand. And through understanding, that's when we can bring the beauty into everything. And so it's really easy to look at something like the Arctic, right? And just not understand it, and just look at how beautiful it is, or look at how far out of reach it is. Why are you crying? To look at so far out of reach it is, but it's important for us to understand that, to have something so beautiful like that, it takes a lot of time to investigate and to understand its workings, okay? And that's when, they look at this and they say, like, okay, there are certain species, there are certain plants, there are certain wildlife, there is so much beauty in there that is subject to the extremities, okay? And because they're subject to so much extremities, because they went through all that hard work, right? It says, extremes of feast and famine, right? So sometimes there's lots of food, sometimes there's no food, sometimes there's lots going on, sometimes there's nothing going on, and they just have to be okay with that, all right? They are the subjects to their circumstances. And where I'm getting with all this is that sometimes to understand something, it takes a lot of effort, all right? And sometimes we may never understand it, all right? We may never understand how things work in the Arctic. We may never understand that, all right? And we have to be okay with that. But if we want something as beautiful and as precious as something like the Arctic, we have to go to those lengths. We have to go to those lengths of understanding. We have to go to those lengths of research, okay? Of self-acceptance, of understanding that we are, master manifestors, but we are also subject to our circumstances, all right? And we vary based upon where we are and the pressure that we're under and the food that we have and the habit that we have, all right? And so I want you guys to understand that, you know, we are who we are as a product of our environment, but we can always change no matter where we are. We can always change and go anywhere that we want, right? We can always change and go anywhere that we want. Okay, let's see if there's another message here. Probably no habitat in the world, save the Arctic, shows such a dramatic difference between winter and summer, as does the Alpine. All right, you guys, the law of polarities, right, Sibo? The law of polarities is existent in everything. So what is the law of polarities, you guys? You should look this up. This is really important. So light and darkness are different ends of the same exact thing. It's the same spectrum, right? We have light, extreme bright light, can't see anything. Extreme dark, very dark, cannot see nothing. Usually there's always somewhere that we lie in the middle. It's so rare that we're on one side or the other. And so sometimes, you know, the light in our life seems very dark, all right? It seems really dim. We don't know where we're going. We don't know what's out there. We don't know anything that's going on, right, Sibo? And sometimes we know everything that's going on. Sometimes we're really happy and things are, you know, shining, like the sun card in the tarot, right? And we have to be okay with understanding that this is just the same thing, just different ends of the same spectrum. You know, happiness, sadness, you know, light, dark, all of these things are just the same. They're just the same thing, all right? They're just the same thing. And when we come to understand that, it's easy for us to comprehend that, you know, life goes on and it doesn't stay dark forever. And, you know, sometimes there is not a lot of light, all right? It's really dim. Maybe we are at one extreme, but we're not gonna stay there for too long because that is quite extreme, right? Usually we're somewhere in the middle. And so understanding that, coming to understand that things that are so beautiful, things that are so amazing, they take a lot of time to achieve, okay? Like, it's been under pressure for millions of years, right? The Arctic. And understanding that it is beautiful there. It is beautiful there, but it's taken a lot of work to get there. And the animals and the habitat and the environment there is subject to extreme conditions. And sometimes it seems unattainable, but you know, we can always just book a trip if we want to go there. We can always just save up some money and we can just go there if we want, right? And so having that luxury and being human and allowing ourselves to adapt and change to any circumstances is something that's so important. All right, you guys, so that is what I got for you. We have a natural history here. We have Sibo, who is... Are you excited? Yes, he's being a good boy. Yes, he's on his back now. So, I don't know if you... that one girl who was commenting on my videos want to see my dog. Here he is. The other one's in the other room. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching my video, you guys. I love you so much. I hope you guys were able to understand some of the messages. I was driving a lot today, so I hope you guys had a great day. I love you guys so much. I'm gonna give you a big kiss, and I'm gonna be able to give him a kiss too. That was lazy, but I can't bend that way. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I will talk to you soon.